Welcome in everybody to the CNL Carpets 250 here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports, as this is your host Bobby Boy in the booth with J Dog. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Oh, we're doing pretty good in here in the booth today. I think this is going to be exciting here at Bristol, as our guys are actually getting ready to go out here to qualify. So here goes Bobby Joe, Lane, and the best tire pro car in the number 202.
Yes, sir. I definitely think this is going to be an exciting race tonight. You know, there's going to be a lot of action to be seen. Such a small track here with very high banking. So that definitely makes a difference here when you're running here.
It sure does. It makes a big, huge difference. You definitely got to take your time. This is a fast track. A small track. Bristol, Tennessee. It's definitely going to be a fun race tonight.
Thanks for watching, Manuel. We see you up there in the chat. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and miss out on any future races here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports. Races brought to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love to everybody out there. Thank you to all of the sponsors here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports. We would not be here without you. So that's CNL Carpets, everybody. Buchanan Resort, Bass Tire, everyone, and Allen Tiller Buick GMC.
And that is our sponsors for Hrt2Heart. Javier in the 24. He's actually been doing pretty well on this season right now, tied in like 6th in the standings.
You know, Javier currently battling Scott Cazenave, y'all, for the race points championship here. Definitely putting out some good racing this season. I'm excited to see what he can do tonight. It's going to be Steve Harrison here in the 1 out here running his qualifying run.
Will Martin in the 2.
All right, everybody, as we let these guys finish up qualifying, we'll be right back. We're going to step away and thank our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
All right, everybody, we're back, and we're back with Greg Langford in that CNL Carpets car, everybody. The CNL Carpets 250 brought to you in part by Hrt2Heart Motorsports, everybody. In the ARCA series tonight, as we're taking on week 8, everybody. Week 8 here at Bristol. So we're looking forward to some good racing tonight, and I'm excited to see what happens here. Definitely always a good race here at Bristol, as Chase and Muscle Car said. So we appreciate you so much, and thank you.
Always do love seeing the comments come in. Rusty Robinson in the 5. New Canada Resort.
Another one of our sponsors here with Hrt2Heart. It's always great to see some of our guys that out here run these cars actually sponsor the league and help promote their business at the same time. It's awesome, so it benefits everybody here and allows everybody to have a good time and enjoy a good race. Manuel, thank you so much there, Manuel, for becoming a top fan. We appreciate you very much.
I think I see every week these guys are getting better and better at they do.
You see these guys run week in and week out, and they're getting more comfortable with each other's driving styles. Every driver drives differently and have a different setup from one another, so it all makes a difference how that car is set up and how you got your wheel and pedals dialed in, and and how you're going to gear yourself up for a good week.
And that is true. Buckle up your seatbelts. This is going to be a tight race here at Bristol.
Tina Lane wishing good luck to all the drivers out there. So good luck, everybody. Getting ready to gear up and line them up here as we got about another minute left to go here. Tell me, who's your favorite drivers out there, fans? Who are y'all rooting for tonight? Who is going to take it home? As we get Dan Collison out here in the number 12 going out to make his qualifying run. And that should leave us about one more driver tonight for tonight's race for qualifying.
Dan Colson in the 12. It's going to be a really good race between these guys tonight.
Jeff Ringley said he's got his bets on Andrew tonight.
Andrew into 31, and he's actually a pretty good driver.
He is a good driver. I believe he's got caught into a little trouble this season, But, every driver can overcome those obstacles and come out to a better race, as now we're starting to line up here.
I do want to wish all drivers good luck.
It's going to be your starting lineup right here, everyone. Chasing Muscle Car saying, let's go, Andrew. Andrew got a lot of fans out here tonight rooting you on, Andrew. Let's not screw it up. Just take your time, be patient, let it come to you.
That will be your start of the lineup. And it's starting to pull away.
$250 laps. Technically, this is one of the biggest races they have ran this season. Well, technically, I mean, it's a small track, but technically, this is the biggest race they have run all season.
It's going to be exciting, so we need to tighten up our seatbelts because this pace car is getting ready to pull in. Give these guys one warm-up lap.
Taking a look at Scott Cazenave in that 03 on that outside lane, currently leading in the points right now, with Javier currently starting in that P3 spot, running second in points. So this ought to be a good race here. We got Alan Marr back here, pushed back just a little bit further in line, and he's currently in that third place spot. So we're looking to see a lot go on here tonight. We got Bobby Joe Lane in the 02 currently running in that fourth place spot.
Green flag at Bristol.
As we are off to a fast start here. Cazenave's going to get the better run on the outside, be able to cut in front of the 95 there, and they are going to get into line here, as it's a lot of laps, so you don't want to push too hard too early.
They just need to take their time and get used to the track before they start battling. I'm on the outside now and starting to make it a turn going around the back straightaway. Got a caution.
Caution is out.
Benny Jones just went around.
Go back and take a look here what happened.
Looked like Benny Jones tapped that wall a little bit.
Just going to drive it off the corner a little too hard there, and it's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt Carter. Oh, it's going to hurt Roe Burrs. It's going to hurt Greg Langford. It's going to hurt
Ryan Perrone in the fifth.
There's a lot of cars going on there. A lot of cars. Hopefully everybody can go in there, get that fast repair if needed, and continue on. You really don't like to see that happen early on in this race. There's still a lot of laps to go here, you know, so you really just want to kind of ease back enough. A quarter off the throttle is enough, you know, definitely enough to keep you where you're in a safe place.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little time just to get steady on this track. Just take your time, be patient. It'll come. I promise you, it'll come to you.
Zach Samlin here, currently running in that P3 spot.
Zach's in the 57. Scott Casanave in the 3. Alan Tetheriotto in the 03 with Scott Casanave. All these cars look good on this track. Tighten up those seatbelts, guys. We're getting to swing right back at her. Green flag. Javier with a pretty good start. Scott is not too far behind either. Come back around turn 1 now, going around turn 2, get ready to go back straightaway.
There's Niles. We got the 02 looking in the inside of Austin, going post on the 95 now, looking to make his way around Scott as well. Getting a great run here on the inside of that corner here. Now cutting in behind Javier with a 95. Now looking to make his way around the 03. Now side by side with 03, the 95 of Austin now. Looking, will he try to continue to keep pushing beside the 02 here, or will they cut in line and start to save some of those tires?
The 02 now is giving a little Javier a little push. You gotta be careful pushing around these corners. You can do it on the streets, but not around the corners because they'll cause an accident.
Alamar there just scrape that wall a little bit each time coming out of that corner, driving a little too hard coming out of that corner. Definitely going to end up giving him some right front damage later in this run if he continues to do that. So he's going to have to find a better line there and continue to stay off of it.
That is right. Bobby Lane looking the inside of Javier now, trying to make his boot. Coming down on the front straightaway, going in turn 1. Back straightaway now, and Bobby Joe now is trying to make his move on Javier.
Got a great battle going on here against Zach Sandlin here and Andrew. Andrew with the 31, now looking at the inside of the 57, but the 57 is holding a strong top line here. He is definitely looking very smooth on that top side. If he can just keep it consistent there, I think he'll have a good run.
I do agree on that. You don't want to stay side by side not too long in this track. You can still eat your tires up, so you can be real careful on this track.
We're looking to see fuel runs last up to about 140 laps here tonight. You know, the track temperature at 65 degrees, so you know the track is feeling really good for these guys. So they can definitely use up every inch of those tires tonight.
And that is true. Zach Downs on the back of the Scott Casanave in 03 in the inside. Zach Nelson are being patient with Scott as Andrew now turning on the outside now, trying to make it move a little bit. Drafting, man, it comes into play here on this track. Looks like Scott is trying to save a little bit, and Andrew trying to make the move on the inside. Still a long ways to go in this race. Anything can still happen.
Tell you what, they got a great battle going on up here. We got Javier just holding the fort down here right now. Currently running in that P1 spot with the Elaine with the 02 currently running in that second place spot. With Austin coming in that third place spot. And Scott Casanave back and forth. We're going to have Andrew up in that P5 right now. Andrew now making his way up in that P5 spot. Looking very smooth right now. And that's what they're going to have to do all night long. Zach Samlin currently falling back just a little bit here, but he's still currently running in that P6 against Alan Marr back here in P7. We're going to have Rusty Robinson back in P8, everybody. Rusty Robinson in the number 5 Buchanan Resort car. Looking very good out here tonight. Hopefully to see him come back up closer to the front of this field as we continue on here. We're going to have Steve Harrison in that next position, everybody. Steve Harrison in that 9th place spot. With William Martin in the number 2, currently running in that P10. That's going to be Dan Collison, everybody, in P11. With Ryan Perrone currently taking up that P12. With Bud Light Mike is going to take P13, everybody. With Benny Jones currently getting in that last accident, but now he's currently running that 14th spot against Greg Langford in that next position back. He is the first car off a lap here, so if we do get another caution here, he will be able to get that lap back. But he does have Carter Casanave, everybody, a lap down as well. Not that far behind. He should be able to pick up some, and if he gets up there in front of Greg, he'll be able to get that lucky dog. Looks like we're going to have Chris Roberts still in the pits after what happened there, and it's going to put him down a few laps here and hopefully not affect his whole race. The 02 now looking to peek to the inside of that 24 of Javier.
Benny Jones got out of the way just in time, too. Let those guys pass. Javier holding steady behind Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe's closing in the gap now. Austin not too far along the break. Bobby Joe needs to start to close in a little bit. Bobby Joe now on the inside of Javier. Going into 1. Got a caution.
That's going to save Ryan Perone from going a lap down there, and that's going to give Greg Langford the lucky dog. Let's see if we could go back here and take a look at what happened here. Not really sure what happened there. Maybe Benny Jones there blew out a tire from what we can understand here. Hopefully it's not that serious though. And looks like we're going to have Chris Roberts come back out on the track. 31 laps down right now. But, you know, at least he's coming out and doing his thing.
That also gave Greg Langford the lucky dog. He already made his lap back around to the lead lap of the field. It's been a good CNL Carpets 250 so far.
So we got the 24 here now, going to start with the 02 of lane here on that outside lane on this restart. The 02 has really put on some pressure to try to make his way to lead a lap here. So the question is, does he push it hard on this restart and get around Javier so he can lead that lap? Or does he hang back and just continue to conserve as we still have over 200 laps to go?
I'll just build the pressure. If I was Bobby Joe Lane, I will build the pressure. Green flag. Javier did get a good jump right there. Alan Marr in the 9.
Now currently worked his way back up to P6. Take a look back here at Rusty Robinson. Rusty Robinson was currently running P10 back here at the beginning of this race. Now worked his way up towards the front of this field here, closing the gap. Currently running P7. We'll take a ride along here with Scott Cazenay.
Looks like he's holding it steady around these guys. Good thing they're actually trying to conserve or single file right now, so we're going to have to see what happens here.
Andrew now currently running in that P4 spot, working his way around Scott Cazenave here. Now looking to catch up to that third place spot of Austin Cornpros.
Scott finally made his move around Andrew. Now is trying to catch up to the third place spot. See a little scrape there off the front straightaway wall. Out into the yellow, Scott Castanave in the 03. Being pretty good and being really resistant out here. He's doing pretty good out here on the track today. Bobby Joe now being patient behind Javier. And look at the inside now of Javier coming on the front straightaway. Been exciting so far in this race. Bobby Joe looking to the inside of Javier. Bobby boy, what do you think about this race so far?
You know, I have to say it's been a lot cleaner than what I suspected it to be. Definitely put out a good race so far. Few drivers a few laps down, but it's not to say that they can't regain here if something happens a little later in this run as everybody gets to push a little bit harder. But we're also starting to get into some of this lap traffic here around here. The 02 now trying to look into the inside of Javier here. As they're going around lap traffic here, they are going around Ryan Perone here, and they are battling hard.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult with that lap traffic now as Javier coming around. Back straightaway now, going into 3. Single file now. They're actually being consistent out here on the track, being patient. It's going to be a very, very long race. Bobby Joe now looking the inside of Javier on the back straightaway. Banging doors now, coming around turn 4, getting ready to come back on the front straightaway. Side by side now, going in turn 1.
Putting a battle on for the lead with 184 laps to go. They door bang just a little bit there. The 02 is trying to connect this, but he's not going to be able to do it by himself. He's going to need a little help on that bottom. That's where he's going to need the help. He's going to need a little bit of help on that bottom to help push him around.
You got that right. Now it's starting in now and a little bit more lap traffic now.
They are three wide for a second there.
Side by side now, battling for the lead. Going into turn 3 now. Coming in loud traffic. Oh,
and the leaders,
caution,
big caution.
Caution.
Man, what a wreck. What a wreck. We caught that right on too, everybody. Oh man. 02's going to get a little bit of damage there. Hopefully not enough to affect him the rest of this race, because he was definitely putting out a good race here. The car still looks pretty clean here, just a few sidewall scrapes, but the front end looks good. It's intact. The rear end's intact. He should be all right to go on.
That big pile up, bring out caution number 3.
We'll go back and see if we can take a quick look at that one more time, everybody. as they're just catching up to some of this lap traffic here. Lane's going to keep pushing out of this corner, trying to give Cazenave there a little bit of push to help him get his way through the corner, but it's going to push Carter up the track here and get into heavy air and bounce back, and the 02 is going to get into him. The 95 of Austin and Scott Cazenave here. Man, unfortunate for all these guys. Hopefully they don't get too much damage and they can get it fixed. Andrew's going to slide by there. That's going to move him on up in a couple positions. So hopefully they'll get these cars fixed and underway. Scott Cazenave with a lot of damage there.
That was a big caution.
It's Bristol. What can you say? Short track racing. It could be some of the toughest racing out there, you know.
And the most exciting.
You know, you can't take none of these wreck seriouses on these small tracks, you know, because a lot can happen here. You know, it's so small of a track, and there's not really much place you can go when you got cars fighting too wide, you know. So there's no way to really run those 3 wide here unless you do it quickly on the straightaway and get out of the way.
And there's barely any room on this small track unless you go all the way down to the bottom of the apron.
Well, everyone, that's going to make Dan Collison, everybody, your race leader of the number 12, with Austin Cronprost going to be up in that P2 spot with Alan Marr currently taking up that P3. 2 teammates up here in second and third. They could possibly work together and get a great start here, as we got Andrew Steele up in that 4th place spot with Rusty Robinson as your top 5. But let's not count out the 0-2, and let's also not count out Scott Cazenave here, everybody. They're still in that 6th and 7th place spot. These teammates definitely could work together and push their way back towards the front of this field.
Been an exciting race so far. We'll just have to see what will happen. Pace car lights are off. They're getting ready to go back to green. Green flag.
Lower side getting a better run. 95 now looking at the inside of the 12, trying to gain a lap here. Lead that lap.
Austin Corporal now side by side with Dan. Back straightaway now coming into 3. Like Austin right there now is going to lead the lap.
Austin getting a great start. His teammate in the 9 right there behind.
Andrew on the inside now on Alan Marr.
The 0-2 now looking to make his way back up there where he was.
Bobby Joe now starting making a swing back now. It's getting close. Alan Marr just half the wall. Bobby Joe now looking the inside now and coming around turn 2 on the back straightaway. Bobby Joe now on the inside. Alan Marr now getting closer now. Austin's back in. Alan Marr down just half the wall.
0-2 still hasn't led any laps here, so he is looking for that bonus point. He needs that bonus point to get up in these points. He is currently running 6th in points right now, but he has worked his way back up from top 10, you know, so he has come a long way this season from missing one race this season and coming back to join Hrt to Heart.
Rusty now on the inside. He's starting to back off behind Lamar. He was on the inside. Now he's back to the inside again. Now Lamar on the front straightaway. Now going into 1. Battle for 3rd here. Bobby Joe Lane now side by side with Austin Cornpost. Battle for the lead. Back straightaway, going in 3.
02 now going to lead the lap. He's going to make his way into that P1 spot.
Alright, now it's starting to get exciting. Ooh, Alan Martin now just tapped the ball. Now he's side by side. Andrew inside now. Looking the inside of the Rusty Robinson. Marnie outside now trying to, scared to scrape the ball for turn 2.
Dropping it off a little too hard off the corner there. Is now, the front of this pack here is now battling around all the rest of this traffic. Javier, currently running back here in P9, was in that incident a little bit, didn't give him too much damage. Guessing he went into pits here under that caution, and now he's just going to look to conserve and make his way back towards the front of this field as we go on. Andrew still running in that P4 spot here with Rusty Robinson, just right here in P3. Definitely been a good race for Andrew this week. I'm very surprised to see how he's doing tonight. Great job by him and his driving he's got going on here tonight, as he's now looking at the inside of the 5 of Rusty Robinson for 4th place. One thing, this lap traffic can either make or break you here, you know, so it's definitely a game changer for everybody out here tonight.
That is true. Scott Cassidy now in the end behind Alan Marr. Back straightaway now.
Scott getting a lot of that damage off of that last accident, you know, and he's currently in the lead in the points here. So the best thing for his team to do right now is just to kind of hang back in a good spot behind somebody, tuck in, and just kind of cruise. If they're falling behind too much, make their way around them, you know, get around them as fast as you can, and just try to keep it in line here until the end and start pushing it a little bit harder.
That is true. We're almost about 100.
Right around here with your race leader right now, the 02 of Lane, almost door banging the 50 here as they're going around some of this lap traffic. Austin Cornpro is currently running P2, not too far behind Lane here.
car now on the out, trying to go on the outside of Andrew.
Andrew's struggling to come up all the way out of that corner, you know, where he needs to here. He's going to have to work that lower groove and push himself out to that wall to get that run he needs. Scott Cazenave, currently running P3, has made his way back up towards the front of this field.
Been an exciting race so far with these guys.
Bud Light Mike currently running P10. He is going to be your first car as a lucky dog if we run into caution here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports. All right, everybody, as we're at that halfway venue here, everybody, we're going to step away for a minute, y'all, and we are going to take a minute for our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
We are back racing, everybody, with Hrt2Heart Motorsports races brought to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future Hrt2Heart Motorsports races. J-Dog, this has been an amazing race so far. A lot of laps to go still here as we're at 135 laps to go. What do you expect to happen here? Is we got like 10 cars on the lead lap, 9 cars, let's take that back, but you know, a lot can still happen here at so many laps and such a lead track.
It still can. You just gotta make sure you pit under caution on this track, because if you don't, you can definitely go a lap down. It don't take much from this track at all. Bobby Joe Lane now and looking pretty good out here on this track.
Austin Cornpost keeping a close gap. That's exactly what he needs to do here to have that run at the end.
And that's true. He could possibly use some of this lap traffic to his advantage to actually get past Bobby Joe Lane.
Scott Cazenave currently running a 3-second gap here between the leader here. So that's what he's going to have to make up here to get back up to the front of this field here.
Chris Roberts in the 98 and Zach in the 57. Zach is currently a lap down. If an accident happens, he will be the first lucky dog. accident he was just in. It's been a grueling race so far, but it's been really exciting for these gentlemen.
Most definitely been a great race so far by all these drivers. To pit out a good race like this is really hard to do. When you're just trying to stay out of trouble, you know, and try to complete the race.
And that is true. That is that task to do. Best tire in the L2, Bobby Joe Lane, looking pretty steady out here on the track right now. Austin Corpo's not too far behind, coming down the front straightaway now, going into 1. I like the color of Austin's car. It's pretty nice.
Javier now making his way around Rusty Robinson, now looking to make his way back up towards the front of this field, putting him currently in 6th place. William Martin not that far behind, currently running in that P8 as the race leaders go around. 47 of Bud Light. Mike currently running in that 9th place spot. Currently 1 lap down, but he could eventually get that lap back. Definitely putting out a good race tonight. That's Hamlin here, currently in P10. And Colson going to get in quite a bit of trouble tonight, and that's going to put him down a few laps. But, you know, come out here, run, finish where you can finish. You know, 11th place is a good finish, and that's going to give him a lot of points that he needs.
That is true. This little track is tough. It's tough on everybody.
Look here at Greg Langford's car here, y'all, the CML carpets. This is the car that this race is based off of, everybody. This is the CML Carpets 250. So much love to Greg Langford and everything he does for this league, and much love, much support. Benny Jones getting into a lot of issues there early on in this race, but he is still trucking away here, everybody, with 5 laps down, currently running in that 14th spot. Looks like the rest of our field's going to be out of this race, so that's unfortunate for the guys that's went home, but hopefully, you know, that we'll see them come back next week and have a good race. William Martin and Andrew back here currently battling right now for that 6th place spot.
Looking pretty good out here on this track.
Wayne, currently your race leader here. Right as we are at 105 laps to go here at Bristol.
Will Martin in the 2. Bud Light Mike in the 27.
Alamar currently running in that P4 spot.
First person on the last person on the lead lap. The first person lap down is Javier.
Javier currently in a good position here where he needs to be to get that lap back here if anything happens.
Joe Lane looking pretty good in the fast tire car. Austin back there being patient. Got some lap traffic in front of him.
Austin going to get a little bit of wall scrub there coming off.
That's easy to do here on this track.
Scott Cazenave currently running in that P3 spot, putting on a lot of battle going on back here around some of this lap traffic.
That lap traffic does play a factor, especially when you're trying to stay with the lead cars. It had been an exciting race so far. Boy, what'd you think about this race so far?
Outstanding. Pretty dang good driving here, if you ask me, as they're almost here 3 wide here at Bristol. it has definitely been exciting to see what some of these drivers do just to get back around another car here.
And that's true. I just seen Javier just scrape the wall a little bit. You still got to keep a close eye on your tires because your tire wear can play a factor here at Bristol. It depends how hard you are on this track with this car.
Lane still leading this race here with a 1 second difference between Austin Kornprost to the 95. Scott Cazenave currently keeping it under 3 seconds.
I just seen Scott just scrape the ball a little bit. Martin looks like he's having a little bit of trouble with that car.
Definitely as them tires start to wear as we're getting really late in this race now. One thing some of these drivers don't want that's a lap down here is they're calling for caution. They want that caution. That's the thing that the O2 of Lane doesn't want right now, as he's got a really good lead here. It's definitely helping him. But some of these cars, you know, they are calling for tires. So they're asking themselves, what are they going to have to do here to stay going and get back on this lead lap or stay on the lead lap?
And that is hard to do out here on this small track here at Bristol. Ooh, I saw Zach just bounce off the wall a little bit. Bobby Joe Lane looking pretty comfortable up here. Bobby Joe Lane is being pretty cautious out here on this track. Looking good out here in this bass tire.
Putting on a fantastic race here. As now we got Austin falling back just a little bit now at a 2 second gap with Scott Cazenave knocking on Austin's door. He is catching. He has worked his way back up towards the front here as we are less than 70 laps to go here at Bristol.
Scott now starting to close that gap on Austin. Dan just scraped the wall a little bit. Now Lamar in the 9. Currently in 4th position.
Tell you what, we've seen a lot of green flag racing here tonight. This has been amazing here at Bristol for these guys to put down as many green flag laps here on this small track. Such outstanding driving from all these drivers. You got to give them props for that. This is a very tough track. The banks are very high, you know, and it's very challenging.
Lamar just scraped the wall a little bit, I just seen. Looks like Almar's having a little trouble with the car. Almar is all over this truck right now. I just saw Steve Harrison just scraped the wall a little bit. That's a nice camera angle right there.
A lot of beating and banging going on here. As we get the race leader not far behind these guys. He's starting to gain on this pack right here. This definitely will make it challenging for him. These guys are beating doors back here. Take a look back here at Scott Kasnave here. Scott Kasnave's currently running in this lead position now. It looks like Bobby Joe Lane's going to go into pit right here. He is finally going to go into pit with 55 to go. That's going to put Scott Kasnave as your race leader. My guess is he's running low on fuel. This is the time that the pit window opens up for fuel. So if these guys haven't pitted at all this entire race, this is the time they're going to be doing it.
It's getting closer and closer to that 50 lap gap. So we'll have to see what's going to happen from these pit stops. It's going to really swing things here at Bristol. Here at C&L Carpets at 250.
So the thing is, now we're going to see Scott Kasnave go in as well, everybody, and Austin Kornprost as well. So you're going to see these guys come into pit road here, and we're going to see what happens to them here, you know, as we get ready to come in.
As now some of the green flag pit stops now is starting to happen. That's a down that's going to be swinging things. Bobby Joe Lane looking pretty good out here in Bristol tonight. Oh, had a little accident out here between 2 and 57.
Mars, your race leader right now, getting those bonus points for leading a lap. The question is, did he pit earlier? Does he have enough fuel to finish this race? As lane 02 is right there knocking to get his lap back after just pitting. He's already on the back door of that 9, looking to gain that lap back. We'll put him back in that P2 spot where he currently is right now. But if he can make it back around to this 9, the 9 is now going into the pits. This will cycle the 02 and the number 03 back into first, second.
Russell Robinson's going in with a front clip right now on his car.
He definitely has a little bit of damage there, but I am surprised to see how well he is maintaining that car with that much damage. Maybe looking to use that fast repair a little later in this race, if he hasn't used it already, and used it for that last few laps. Because now he's going into the pit.
Speaking of, he's coming into the pits. Scott Castanet with the Artillery Auto car. All 3 looking pretty good out here on this track tonight. Got in a few spills, but he's doing all right. Currently in second place now is Austin. Starting to make his move on Scott now. Bobby Boy, as the lap starting to ride down, what do you think about this race so far?
All right, everybody, we're going to step away for a commercial break, and we'll be back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
All right, and we're back. Green flag racing with 33 laps to go here with the Hrt2Heart Motorsports Series CML Carpets Bristol 250. All right, everybody, please don't forget to subscribe and don't miss out on any future Hrt2Heart races, everybody. Races brought to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also check out Hrt2Heart Motorsports at showingheartfam.com. Don't forget to make sure you check out the rest of our schedule, as we have a few races left to go this season. And the 02 is putting on a good race here. He is dominating this field as of right now, as we got a 6-second gap against second place of Austin Cornpro. Scott Kaznev currently running at P3, with Alamar currently running P4, and Javier Zapata in P5. we get into these final laps here of this race, you know, we look and we look to see, is anything going to happen here? Is he going to be able to stay out of that trouble? As there's a lot of laps. Way too many laps, Steve Harrison says. Yeah, it's definitely what makes it tough here. It's what makes it challenging. But this is definitely one of the bigger races of the season here. But, you know, that's how it goes.
Bobby Joe Lane owning the current position, the pole position. He's looking pretty good out here in Bristol. It's been an exciting race for all these guys, but it's been tough. Very tough for everybody.
Heavy in the air, trying to catch up to this 0-2, trying to get one of those laps back just in case something happens here towards the end of this race so he can get that lead lap back.
Javier is currently 2 laps down. If caution happens, Almar is the current lucky dog. Greg Langford and C&L Carpets.
Take a look back here in that second and third place spots here. Scott Cazenave and Austin Cornpost keeping it a pretty close field here between each other for that second place spot.
This right here would be a perfect time to start battling now for position.
Sure, as the laps count down fast here at Bristol, this is the time they will start putting it to the floor.
20 laps to go. We're going to have to see what's going to be happening here. It's going to get real exciting as these drivers now we start fighting for position. Alan currently now running in the 4th place position. He is the current lucky dog. If an accident does occur, he will be the first one to get his lap back. Javier now with 2 laps down, still looking pretty good out here in Bristol. He was in an accident earlier, used his fast repair, and finally came back on the track. Starting to swing back now. We'll just have to see what these drivers are going to have to pull.
15 laps to go. The 0-2 is leading away.
Bobby Joe Lane looking pretty good in the fast tire car. Got nobody behind him.
Definitely where you want to be right now.
That is a good position now for Bobby Joe to be in.
Now looking at the inside of Andrew of the 31. Andrew currently running in the 7th place spot tonight. Take a look at Scott Cazenave here now, trying to look to close that gap with 11 laps to go. Getting around Austin Cornpost for that 2nd place spot. Austin still looking to hang on.
Lap traffic now starting to play the factor as these leaders are now trying to get around this lap traffic. God just scraped the wall off of turn 4 now and get ready to come on the front straightaway now going into 1. currently in third position now. We've got 5 laps to go. He may hopefully be able to close that gap behind Scott. Lap traffic is now playing a factor.
As we're now at 3 laps to go here at Bristol. Lane, the 02 has put some good domination into this race tonight. Put out some good skills. Great race by the 02 of Lane.
Now we get ready to come up the final lap. It has been an exciting race. Bobby Joe Lane has been dominating. Now coming around turn 3.
And the checkered flag is waving. And
Bobby Joe wins the race.
The 02 Bass Tire Car, Bobby Joe Lane, everybody, your race winner tonight here at Bristol. That's going to put Scott Cazenave in P3 with Austin Corpost in. That's going to put Scott Cazenave P2, Austin Corpost in P3, Alan Moore in P4, Javier Zapata is going to be in P5. That's going to be your top 5, everybody. Amazing job. Look at this, everybody, as he burns it down. Awesome run here. Awesome run. We'll see if he drives it down there to victory lane.
I can hear the fireworks going off in the background. For congratulations there, Bobby Joe, for bringing the best tire car to victory lane here at Bristol.
A lot of drivers don't know here, but they actually have a victory lane you could take the car to. We'll see if he takes it there. Oh, I think he took the wrong entrance there. He took the wrong entrance, unfortunately. Here, we'll just do him a solid here. We'll go back here. We'll rewind it to where he's on the track with the burnout. How about that? We'll just give him a better look here. There. That looks a little bit better there. How about that? All right. Now, as we get this all lined up here, let's see if we can pull these guys in this chat here and have a talk with them. We got the 02 of Lane here in the booth with. Just took the victory here, put out some pure domination tonight, did some really good racing. Got caught into a little bit of trouble early on and wasn't sure how it was going to turn out for you. But you was able to push through and make your way back towards the front and take the lead and hold on to it. How you feeling?
Tired. Hell, I didn't think that race ever going to be over with. I tell you what, it was tough. It was tough not picking that throttle back up as hard as you wanted to. I mean, you could, but you'd burned your stuff up. Austin was sitting there running with me most of the race, and then we kind of ran up on lap cars with Javier there and just, oh man, I just knew it was over with then. But I don't know, it just came back, drove fire out of it, and it ran.
It definitely run smooth and looked like a really great car you had tonight. And man, it was outstanding to see. Just seeing you guys fight through the lap traffic and battle it out, so that was awesome. So congrats to you. You got any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to thank all the sponsors and you and J-Dog for broadcasting. And so Bass Tire, Troy, this one's for you, brother. I know he's out there watching. So Alan Tillery and Rusty with Buchanan Resorts and Greg with CNL Carpets, everybody who does anything to help this league exist, all the guys that race here. So got a great group of racers in this pack, man. What do we have? One caution?
We had more than one,
But
but we had more than one. But it definitely was a good race. It turned out very good considering the length of this race and the smallness of this track.
I want to thank my grandkids too, Avery and Jesse and my wife Tina. But yeah, I thought I had a good shot to win tonight. But I almost got Dover last week too. They're kind of a lot alike.
Yeah, we had Mom out there watching. She said she thinks she still got it. You know, compared to driving a real car and coming in here and running these, definitely a big difference, right?
Oh yeah, you hit that wall, it hurts, and you got to go home and spend a lot of money and work on your car all week. It gets kind of exhausting. You don't really have time to do nothing else up here. I just need my old buddy Scott and BJ to help me work on my computer. Y'all kind of like my crew chief now because I'm kind of naive to these computers. But yeah, as long as y'all get me going, I'm pretty fast.
Sounds good. So, gonna send you on your way and hope to see you in the booth again here soon as we grab in our P2 spot, Scott Casney. Scott Cazenave, everybody, going to take that P2 spot. He was going to get caught into that wreck early on in this race with the leaders here and get quite a bit of damage, and use that fast repair early on. But, was able to continue to race very hard here for over 150 laps safely and got through the traffic the whole way and grab up at P2. How you feeling tonight, Scott?
Want to know? I'm glad it's over with. Congratulations to Bobby Joe. He dominated.
Yes, sir.
I think he led almost 170 laps. But yeah, I'm glad it's over. I hate Bristol. It sucks. I'm glad it's out of the way. I just wanted to be consistent and finish well.
Yes, sir. Well, you got any shout outs?
Alan Tillery, CNL Carpet, Fast Tire, Cannon Resort. I appreciate all you guys. Much love.
All right, Scott. Well, we hope you have a wonderful night, and it's always good to see you in the booth, and we hope to see you again soon.
Okay, thanks for broadcasting, guys.
That's going to put Austin Cornpost, y'all, in your P3 spot. Austin has definitely pulled it together today. He held pretty consistent behind Lane most of the race and was able to make fuel strategy work for him and be able to conserve enough tires to stay up front with a P3. Also getting into that wreck a little early on in the race. How you feeling tonight, Austin?
To be honest, I'm trying to get my eyes adjusted. I'm dizzy. That was a long race. But a good one. Surprised we had that many laps, green flag. But yeah, it turned out a good race. I'm surprised I got a P3 to be honest. I had nothing from Bobby or Scott. I knew if I was consistent, I can get at least a top 3 out of it. But that last stint there, I hit the wall pretty bad. And Scott drove around me. But still a good race. We have a good group of guys here racing with us and see what happens next week.
Yes, sir. You got any shout outs?
Bass Tire, CNL Carpets, Buchanan Resort, Alan Tillery, you and the real deal up there in the booth, man. You are killing it every week like usual. We appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate all you drivers putting in the effort and putting on some good racing for all of us out here watching.
Yes, sir.
Well, we hope you have a great night, and we hope to catch you in the booth again.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, everybody. As that's going to close up tonight's race here at Bristol for 250 laps with Hrt2Heart Motorsports. Please don't forget to check us out and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future races on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, please don't forget to check out our website if you want any Hrt to Heart merchandise, showingheartfam.com. J-Dog, I'll let you go on and say what you need to say.
We will see you next Sunday at Atlanta.